Welcome back, friends. Once again, we'd like to thank you for giving us your precious time in order to listen to the show. Also, keep sending us questions so that we can keep answering them with our amazing, flawless execution. And then also remember to keep sending us your feedback because we want what you want, a better show. Hang out there drinking coffee and eating fries with gravy. Like, that was our Friday night. And, sometimes it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're thinking, well, I should probably go home. But I really have to pee because I drank all this coffee. So instead of going to the bathroom, the carload of, 4 guys would drive around town thinking, well, where are we going to pee? And we thought, well, let's go pee on our friend's lawn, for no reason whatsoever. Picked a random person. It was actually like 2 blocks from where we were going to drop off one of the guys in the car. He's like, let's go to that house. So this guy's house wasn't exactly a friend, but he wasn't an enemy. He was just, sometimes you'd hang out, sometimes you'd make fun of him. So we all got out of the car, parked in front of the house, walked out onto the lawn, and side by side, started urinating on the lawn. Didn't think much of it. We sort of laughed to ourselves. We get in the car. Everybody gets dropped off. The last guy who owns the car goes home. And we did this probably, 3-4 nights a week for 2 weeks. And finally at school, the kid comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, are you pissing on my lawn? And we're like, what? He's like, are you pissing on my lawn? And you have to think, well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. He wasn't hanging out with us. How does he know? So I'm like, how would you even think that I'm peeing on your lawn? It's like, well, see, my mom's on this medication. And it keeps her up all night. And it gives her, she's hallucinating. She could have sworn she saw you urinating on the lawn at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm sort of unique, super long hair at the time. Nobody else really had the long hair, so pretty much stand out, big nose, small penis. When she seen me pee, she pretty much knew it was me. And yeah, so we're peeing on the lawn, and so I go back and tell the other 3 guys that we were peeing on the lawn, and the girl watching us from the window, who we never saw, apparently is on medication. It makes her hallucinate. So we should keep peeing on the lawn, but get closer and closer to the front door and see how that works. So over, about a week, we're getting closer and closer and closer. And then my friend who owned the car, he's like, yeah, I don't have to piss. You guys just go, but I dare you to pee on the front door. I dare you. So we're just challenge fucking accepted, bitch.
Oh my God.
So yeah, 3 of us get up to the front door and we start peeing on the front door. And all of a sudden, beep, 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 beep. We turn around, our friend's like, fuck you, and starts driving away. So he's honking the horn. The lights in the house turn on. We're pants around our thighs, pulling our pants up, trying to run off the front lawn, 3 separate directions. And yeah, we just bolt it and get the fuck out of there. And then we found out the next day, at school, or 2 days later at school, that the son of the mom came up and said, yeah, so apparently you guys are pissing on the house now. We're like, what? We would never do that. Like, no, you guys were pissing on the house. And my mom says she's going to track you down. She's going to prove that it's you. I was like, she's not going to track anything down, right? It's not happening. So yeah, then, a couple nights later, we're drinking coffee. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. My friend and I think, hey, there's just 2 of us. Neither one of us is going to stay in the car and honk the horn. We'll both go piss on the front door. So we both walk up to the front door. Just as we start peeing, boom, lights are on. You hear the things unlatching, the locks. And we're getting out of there. We get in the car and we leave. Carport, boom, car starts up. And the car starts chasing us.
Was she sitting in the car waiting?
No, the carport. She just she turned the lights on and the door we thought she was coming out wasn't the door. It was the door on the other corner, right near us, into the carport.
Yeah.
We're like, holy fuck. So we get in my car and we're getting out of there as fast as we can. She's barreling down the road at us. We get to the Husky restaurant. We park my car and we go climb on the roof, which is where we used to hang out sometimes.
Yeah.
So we're up the roof and she's just doing laps around the Husky restaurant. Sees that we're not inside the building, but sees my car there. She knows it's the car that she's been following. She's going around 50 times, around, park, around, park, around the other way, park, around. It's 4:30 in the morning. I need to get home. I've been on this roof for about an hour now, but I'm scared to go up to my car. So finally she leaves. And we wipe the sweat off our foreheads. We get in my car. I drop my friend off and I go home. I'm like, holy fuck. This is getting really bad.
Yeah.
So, the next weekend we figured we could do the same thing again. We park the car. The second we get out of it, boom, car starts up in the carport. drives out towards us. I run into my car, and we just fucking leave. We're driving around town, probably 100 kilometers an hour, and she's chasing us down. There's even a one-way street by the elementary school that we drove in front of the wrong way, and she followed us up it the wrong way.
Oh my God.
So she's trying to track us down. Finally, we just drive farther. I think we drive up the mountain, and she doesn't follow us up the Anarchist Mountain. Go back home, park the car. The next day, my mom's like, hey, why is, and she said my friend's name, his mom, outside. She's parked in her driveway. I was like, what? She goes, why is she parked in her driveway? I was like, I don't know. I have no idea why she's parked in her driveway. You know?
Oh, you're such a shit.
She doesn't come to the door.
Your poor mother.
She doesn't come to the door. And then, yeah, it's true. I agree. She leaves. And, you know, I don't remember if I told my mom what we were doing. But the next day at school, the son comes up to me. He's like, seriously, man? I'm going to throw a fucking piece of firewood through your goddamn windshield if you keep pissing on my mother's fucking house. I was like, dude, your mom's on, like, hallucinogenic, like, medication. There's no way. He's like, no, she said she spent the night following you around town. I was like, what? Why would your mom follow us around town? She goes, she just doesn't want you pissing on the lawn. I was like, okay. So, like, she just started to follow us in the hopes that we wouldn't pee on the lawn. He's like, you know fucking damn well you pissed on the lawn, okay? It's like, all right, cool, man. You know, I'm an asshole.
Yeah, you are.
I'm an asshole. And, yeah. So we eventually just stopped doing that. Because I didn't really want firewood flying through the windshield of my car.
Yeah.
I didn't mind peeing on the lawn.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God.
And the weird thing is the husband is my dentist. Not my current dentist, but when I was in high school, like there's only 2 dentists in the town.
Yeah.
So I always feared when I had to go in for a checkup that he's like, oh well, it looks like we gotta pull a couple of these teeth. But yeah.
So, whoops.
He was like, oh fuck me.
Yeah, I don't have any, like, I don't know. Not off the top of my head do I have, like, really in-depth stories, but I remember one time...
Oh, fuck, hold on.
Oh.
This is so good. So, because we didn't have cell phones, I totally forgot about this till right now. Before we had cell phones, we would have to use payphones.
Yeah.
And you would, like, I would call you from a payphone, and you would start saying numbers. 1, 2, 3. And as soon as you got to the number, I would double click, and you'd be like, 4. I was like, double click, which means yes. So you would write down 495-2142 because every payphone had a phone number on it.
Yeah.
And then what you would do is you from your house would call that payphone. I would answer, free call. So
That's
it's
crazy.
called the click system, right? And pretty soon, and then one night we went out and we just went to all the payphones and we wrote down where they were and what the phone numbers were. And then we gave the code, we labeled them like 1 through 40, whatever they were. And we gave it to all of our friends. So you're just like, which phone booth is this? And you would just click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and stop. They go, phone 5, like double click. They would call phone number 5. So what we did...
That's quicker.
Yeah, after she was done, like the next week or whatever, before we stopped doing it, the last thing we did is after she was chasing us around town and then she finally went home, we went to a payphone. we called her collect. You have a collect call from beep, 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 beep with our car horn. So the house, we called her house collect. You have a collect call from beep, 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 beep. So
You're such a piece of shit.
It's like, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, the phone's going off and she's probably thinking it's important and you have a collect call from, and it was just my car horn going off.
You're such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes me feel better. See, my stories, like, none of them were, other than the speeding story, which I've already told, none of them were, like, overly illegal. Like, we used to, like, a couple of us would get we'd each do, like, 2 people per car. And we would play, like, hide and seek. And because we were, like, delivery drivers, we knew the city so well. And so we used to, like, park on random streets that nobody goes down and, like, just drive all over the city looking for each other. Luckily, we weren't playing, like, hide-go-seek tag. We weren't, like, ramming into each other. But if you found someone, then, like, yeah, you'd switch and stuff. But that was so innocent. And then I feel like this is innocent, but it like, haunts me to this day. My friend and I went and we got eggs. And we're like, because we're so, again, we didn't want to be like horrible. We didn't want to ruin someone's day.
Yeah.
So we got eggs and we just drew all over them. Like, we wrote shit like, you got egged, bitch. And, like, drew, like, heart eyes and stuff. And we just went around town placing them on our friends and family
so
and
not
other
throwing
people.
Them, just the full egg.
Yeah.
But not hard boiled. Just, it has a
yolk. No, it has a yolk in it. I'm not going to tell you all the places because I don't want to incriminate myself. Because again, like we weren't throwing it. Again, I would never want to like throw an egg and damage property. It was literally like we would have eggs in our hands and we'd run up to a property and like slide down the side of the house.
Like a ninja.
And like roll on the lawn and then like place it on a step and then run away. We thought about putting it on your car, but then we're like you have a nice car and we're like, what happens if by some freak thing it rolls away and cracks on your car? Again, we didn't want to damage property, so we literally just left it.
And you didn't want to pee on it.
And we didn't want to pee on anything. It's much harder as a girl, I think.
Oh my god.
But yeah, we just left eggs everywhere. I think we left one on like the McDonald's drive-through, like left it on like the menu screen and stuff. Like we taped them onto places so that it would just be like an egg on a window. Yeah, I mean it was pretty harmless, I guess. I think there was one that when we placed it, it fell off one step onto another one and cracked. And I felt so bad because I was like, we should clean this up. Because like I don't want this.
We're badass bitches. We need to clean that up.
We do because I didn't want to damage anything. But yeah, we rarely got up to anything horrible other than like we'd sneak around places, but we never steal or like damage anything. We would just be stupid and try to prank our friends.
Yeah, no, I've got unlimited lists of.
Trying to tell a story from like the same friends that I had in high school in our early 20s, I think. Maybe like, I don't think it was 18, 19, but I was in university and I came home and we got some shrooms. And this is when like, yeah, I mean, again, it was so tame. We're not that crazy, but it was just fun. Like we were at my parents' house because, I mean, when I came home from university, that's where I had to go. And my parents were gone. And we had these shrooms and we're like, okay, let's put on a movie, and it's like 9:00 in the summer.
So it's light till 11 or 12.
It's light out, and so we put on a movie, and we go to the or first I think we went to the kitchen, had A&W. I remember eating shrooms with like A&W onion rings. Not a good combination. Just swallow the mushrooms, get them down,
almost
and then eat.
Nothing is a good combination with mushrooms.
The biggest mistake I ever made was eating Skittles with mushrooms once because I had to chew it for so long in order to get the
that's how you get the
down.
Stuff out though too, right? The more you chew it,
I hated it though. But yeah, that did work. But yeah, we did these shrooms, and of course they take a while to kick in. So it was light out. We went to the living room, turned on like the Alice in Wonderland Tim Burton one, the one that's kind of creepy.
Very creepy.
And we started sitting there, and like within like 20 minutes, my friends they're in the bathroom, and one of them peed, and they were like, "Come look at this." And the other one went in there and they're like, my pee is green. And the other one's like, it is green. And like,
was it green?
I don't know. I didn't go. I was watching the movie still. But because it was all just kicking in for all of us. But it was really interesting because as we got high, it got darker. And no one thought to turn a light on.
No.
So it was just getting progressively darker and darker in my parents' like pretty big house. And all that you can hear is like the music from the movie, which is all like pretty tense and like adventurous, you know? So like the movie's like fighting scenes and it's just like like in the background. And it was just we started getting really high. And we went it's really hard to explain, but if you go down the stairs of my parents' house, go straight down the stairs, almost right in front of you is a bathroom. If you turn to the left and around the corner was my bedroom, and if you turn to the right and around the corner is the laundry room. And we were downstairs and it's pitch black except for the light was on in my bedroom. It's the only light on in the house. And we were in my bedroom, and I have little specks on my ground and on the carpet. It was like tan with brown specks, and all the brown specks started looking like ants.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we were all like, let's get the fuck out of this room. So I'm walking and I go into the bathroom, and it was super loud. We're like, blah, 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 crazy, blah, blah. And I close the bathroom door, silence. I was like, what the fuck happened to my friends? So I'm in the bathroom peeing.
Was it green?
I didn't look. I was thinking about my friends, and I was like, haha, my friends, they're not making noise. That's funny. What if they left me? 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 And then I'm like in tears. Somehow I took one of my shirts off, and I was just holding it in a ball in front of me.
How many were you wearing?
I usually wear like 2.
Oh,
like an undershirt.
11.
I had a shirt in my hands, and I came out of the bathroom, and it's pitch dark except for that light coming from around the corner with my room, and I'm in the dark and it's silent, and all of a sudden I hear like just like this little crying whimpering, and I was like, what the
Did
fuck?
one of my friends kill the other one?
Yeah, right? And I was like in tears because I already worked myself up of like, they all left me. And so it's coming from my laundry room, and my parents have like a little crawl space kind of under the stairs from the laundry room. So there's a tiny little door in the laundry room that leads under the stairs.
For hobbits?
For hobbits. They keep hobbits there. But I go into the room and I flip on the laundry room light, and still the crawl space is pitch dark, and I like peek under there, and my friend is sitting in the fetal position, just rocking back and forth, crying. And I was like, I was saying her name, but I was like, girl, like, come on, get out. And she's like, it's just so sad. And I'm like, no, seriously, like, and then all of a sudden I hear from all the way upstairs, I hear, help me. Help me. And I was like, Jesus, girl, like, get out of there now. We need to go upstairs because the other girl is calling for us. And so my friend like crawls on all fours, and she gets out into the light, and she stands up and she's like, wow, that was a really sad room. Like, the second she's in the light, she's like, that was really sad. Like, I was crying in there. That was a sad room. And so we go upstairs, and my other friend is laying in the pitch black in a bedroom, like starfish on her back on a bed, staring up at the ceiling. And we flip on the lights, and she's like, wow, like there was stuff in the ceiling. It was going to get me, and I was going to die. So I was like, okay, we need to turn all the lights on because we're seeing some shit. So yeah, we turned all the lights on in the house, and we noticed a couple things. My one friend put a toilet paper roll, she put her fingers in the tube, and then just started walking, letting it unravel behind her.
So she could find her way back.
Yeah, but the other friend was following her and picking it up and wrapping herself like a mummy.
She's gonna get lost.
Right? And then she tore it off herself, and we found toilet paper everywhere. And then the other one that was super weird was my other friend, the one who was unrolling the toilet paper. Her pupils got so dilated. It looked like her whole eye was black. And she has like kind of pointy teeth. And I was looking at her, and I was like, I don't want to say her name, but I was like, girl, you're the devil. And then we looked at her skin was red. I was like, you have red skin, pointy teeth, and black eyes.
Get the fuck out
You're
now.
the
Go,
devil.
run.
And so my other friend starts throwing water at her. She's like, power of Christ compel you. Like, she's like, you're the devil. And
So
my
tap
friend,
water is this new holy water.
it's holy water. Yeah, so she's like, you're the devil. And yeah, my friend, like, legitimately, we're like, I think your skin is really red. And so we're like, we should eat something. Like, we've been high for like 4 hours. And my friend tried to eat something or take a drink, and like, she couldn't swallow. The one who's all red and everything. So to this day, we think that she had an allergic reaction, but we're all too high to realize it. But she could not swallow. She could talk and breathe, could not swallow anything. Like, she'd have to spit in the garbage. And we're like, you're joking. But later, one of the girls, the boyfriend at the time, came over, and we're in the garage. I don't know, we're probably smoking weed. Like, honestly, it was wearing off. But my friend was she's sitting up on the deep freeze, and like, we're passing around a drink, and we're all laughing and talking, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, girl, like, you've been quiet for so long. And we look over, and her cheeks are full of drink because she can't swallow. But she kept forgetting that she couldn't swallow, so she kept taking drinks. But it was
just dribbling it all, or just
no, it's in her mouth.
Talent.
Like, her mouth is completely full, and she's like laughing, but like a like, she just forgot she couldn't swallow. It was so funny. Like, we went through different evenings of the night, each one of us being ridiculous. My shirt that I was holding became a ball of emotion, and my friend had to like talk me into letting it go. And then she's like, I'm gonna take it from you, and you're never gonna see it again. And so she took it, and like a week later, my mom was like, why is your shirt in my bedroom? Like, I found your shirt in my closet, and I just balled up in the corner, and I was like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
And it's also a sad room, so don't worry about it.
It's a really sad room.
That's weird. That sounds like you like saw something. You know, you learned about each other.
Oh, we did.
Right? And I remember doing mushrooms 2 times, like right after high school. I didn't do anything in high school, so like right after high school, we did them at my house. And then one of my friends was just missing. So it's an apartment, and it's not that you can't go very far, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Hey, I need you guys to come to the bathroom right now." So we walk into the bathroom. He's just standing above the toilet, like fully clothed, like he's not going pee or anything. And he's like, come here, come over here. So like 3 of us walk over and we're looking where he's looking. He's like, now breathe in. So we breathe in. He goes, now breathe out. So we breathe out. Okay, breathe in. So we breathe in. I was like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, so every time I breathe, your plunger gets super, super small. And every time I breathe out, it gets super, super big. And I was like, what? He goes, okay, watch your plunger right now and breathe in. The circle part will shrink. So I'm looking at it. I was like, all right, dude, I'm going to try this. So I'm staring at the plunger and I'm like, and as I'm doing it, it's just contracting. And then I go, and it's getting big. I'm like, that's fucking amazing. So that was like my second experience with mushrooms. The first time my friend and I did it, we drove to the neighboring town where the movie theater was, like 20-minute drive. We went and saw the movie Heat.
Yeah.
It's like 3.5 hours. I don't remember anything about the movie except for a big white dually truck barreling down trying to run people over in a drive-in theater. That's all I remembered from it.
Yeah.
And for the drive home, we get out to go to my car. He's like, hey man, you're high, so let me drive. Right? And I give him my keys. I'm like, wait a minute. We're both high. So if somebody's going to kill us in my car, it's going to be me. So I take my keys back. And we're driving the 20-minute drive. And every time I go to shift, my gear shifts seem to go.
That's kind of my plan. Someplace warm for sure.
All right. When it comes to penis sizes, would you prefer your penis to be long and skinny or short and fat?
I would prefer it to be long and fat.
Well, you know what? At this point, you only get to choose one of the two.
Well,
I'm not talking chode. I'm not talking more wider than it is long.
I was gonna say, man, we're talking fire plug here,
Yeah.
or well,
Yeah.
let's just put it this way. From my study of what women really want, I would say probably more of the average size and thicker is probably better than long and skinny.
Okay.
I mean, because otherwise, basically, you end up with like 6 inches of dry dick, and who wants that?
Well, I've never had any inches of dry dick, so you know what? I might be down.
There you go.
All right, that's 10 questions with Charlie Ray.
All right. Well, Clay, now that I've answered some of your questions, both serious and not so serious, are you ready for my 10 questions?
Shoot, let's do this. I'm always willing to share my dick, but as for a name, I remember being in like probably grade 8, grade 9, a bunch of friends and we all came up with names for our dick, and the 3 of us called each one of our dicks Tom, Dick, and Harry. So the 3 of us had one guy named his dick Tom, one named it Dick, and one named it Harry, and I was Harry. And looking back, that was okay because pubes were okay back then, but I definitely don't want to be known as the hairy dick guy now. Right?
Right. No, you do not.
Yeah. Different world when I was 15, let me tell you.
So 80s and 90s, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the British called it a growler. It's like a big bear. Yeah.
The lumberjack.
Yeah. Lumberjack vag.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. I did have copious amounts of what I did not understand, but later knew to be wet dreams, and I did.
Oh.
It was really embarrassing to a young man who did not have any kind of education in sexual matters. But I've worked on that very much extensively since then, as far as education goes.
All right. Have you ever been in a threesome?
Many times.
Male, male, female, male, female, female, or male, male, male?
Well, none of the male, 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 but both of the other ones, yes. Actually, I've been in a foursome and a sevensome and some other crazy stuff too. So
I would suspect that's its own podcast.
Yeah, it's its own podcast.
All right, so we're going to
Yes.
leave people hanging with that because they're going to want to hear about it.
Who doesn't?
Right? All right. Let's say you were going on a date, but you invited the female over for dinner. What would you cook for them that you are pretty sure would be an instant panty dropper?
Well, I do have a dish that I don't know if I've ever told you about this. I call it my panty dropper dish, but basically it's the best dish that I know how to cook. So it kind of has to qualify.
It's my dick on a plate.
Well, they stole dick in a box from me. So, damn it, Justin Timberlake, stealing all my best material. All of it. And Jessica Biel. Damn it.
I know. And Britney Spears. Come on.
Yes, I know. Rough lifestyle.
Life is so hard.
You know who I really envy though is the guy who played Fez on the '70s show. It's like what prime actors did he not nail? And have you seen the model that he married?
No.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Great. That's American dream right there, man.
Save some for the rest of us.
Exactly. Okay. So back to the panty dropper dish. This is my go-to dish.
I love the south of France. I love it. Not Paris. Like, avoid Paris at all costs. Avoid, like, if you don't have to go to Paris, do not go to Paris. But if you can go to the south of France, like the vineyards and the villages, and oh my God, it's just beauty. And just probably close to the border of Germany, that area. I could live there in a second. Like,
for some reason, I'm thinking is that like Alsace? Or
yeah. That area is just beautiful. It's where they designed the Disney animators before they made the Beauty and the Beast in like 1991. They lived there and they redrew the villages and the countryside, and then they redrew it like into the actual cartoon. And
wow,
3 years ago, I went to the village that they drew where Belle is singing at the beginning, like Little Town. It's a quiet village. I literally walked around the little town, the quiet village, and I took pictures at the water fountain. They have the pub there that Gaston sings, no one's quick as you. Yeah, it's all legit, like real places. And it's breathtaking and beautiful. And the people are just so friendly. Paris, they treat you like shit and it smells like shit. It's like a 6-hour drive away, but it's two different worlds.
Well, I've heard it smells a lot like piss.
Yeah, it's built on like a sewer, right? Like,
yeah,
the city is how old? Like 2,000 years old or 1,500 years old? It's that's the place I could move to, and I have to remove one of them, but then you have to have a threesome with the remaining two.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
Okay. So we got Bob Marley, Gwen Stefani, and Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Well, obviously we're going to be doing a male, female. So
I don't think. Well, I mean, you
could do three males, but I'm not going to. Gwen Stefani's definitely going to be there. You know what? I'm going to go with Bob Marley just because he'd bring along some good accoutrements for afterward for us to all chill out and watch the sun go down with and smoke up. So
you're picking Bob Marley, Gwen Stefani, and you?
Yeah.
Well, let's hope that Bob Marley, being a man of color, doesn't put you to shame for his enormous penis size.
I go first. My rules.
I guess so. All right. So then we got second one here. We've got Kylie Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, and your mom.
That's a horrible set of choices.
It depends how you look at it. Okay.
It's definitely not good. It's not going to involve my mom. Let's just put it that way.
All right. So now I want you to think about that. Caitlyn Jenner and Kylie Jenner.
That's kind of gross because then that makes them have to be related to each other. Well, actually, hold on. Is he actually her biological? Yeah, I guess he is her biological parent.
Yeah. So my guess is they're not going to be touching each other a lot. So you're going to get double action. They might play a game called Charlie in the Middle.
I don't know. Kylie's probably got enough ass for everybody.
Well, so then we got the third one here. We have the T-800 from the first Terminator movie, Megatron, and the T-X from Terminator Rise of the Machines. So the smoking hot female one.
Well, I guess I would definitely take the third one. Wow. Move the T-800 because it's got an off switch. I can just turn them over in the corner. Or you can just be like a mechanical dildo and just, like a sex machine.
I just can't picture somebody like Megatron. How big is that guy's dick? He's huge. He's just has, a tank or a plane.
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to hurt. All right. So do you ever watch WWE, or have you ever watched WWE?
A little bit. It's been years. So, I mean, if it's older wrestlers, I might know who they are.
Okay. So we got Rikishi.
Oh, God.
Vince McMahon. And Hornswoggle.
I have no idea who the hell Hornswoggle is, but if it's a dude, I'm not interested in any of the
three.
It
is a dude, and he's a little person, and he's sort of like a leprechaun kind of thing.
I will say I will skip that one and just take.
I don't think that's not really how we play this.
That's the way I play it.
You got to pick, man.
If I really had to pick, it is not going to involve Rikishi. That's for sure.
All right. So Vince McMahon, he's going to be in charge, right? Like he's going to be in charge. Yeah. I mean, he's probably going to pay you when he's done.
Well, that's a bonus.
That's not a bad thing. All right. So then we got Skyler from Breaking Bad.
I don't know who that is.
You don't watch Breaking Bad?
No, I haven't seen it.
All right. Picture the most annoying wife you could ever have.
Okay. I know how to shut her up.
And then you've got the girl from Cash Me Outside. How about that?
Oh God. Okay. I know who she is.
And my mom.
I,
And just so you know, my mom listens to this, so be nice.
well, just because I'm not going to do that to you, it will not be with your mom.
But now she feels lonely.
Oh, well, if she sees my picture, she'll be okay.
Cash me
She'll be
outside.
like,
How about that?
yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure if I could keep both of them quiet at the same time. We'll have to figure something out.
Get them to keep each other quiet.
Yeah, there you go.
The last one I have here is Simple Jack,
Oh God.
Forrest Gump, or Timmy from South Park.
What is with you and dudes?
You just got to pick.
I'd almost have to choose Forrest Gump just because I want to hear him go. He put it in my butt.
So you're gonna be with him. He's one of the three.
I don't know. That's a hard choice.
I would probably remove Timmy because he's like, in grade 5.
Yeah, I'm not doing a handicapped child. That's not my speed.
But Simple Jack would be like the icing on the cake, I think.
And you go, what do you think about a penis? And they're like, ew, penis. And I'm like, I hope everybody loves penis. I mean, you internalize that. If you think penises are gross, you have a penis. How can you be like, hey, I hope she loves the hell out of my penis, or whomever loves it? Doesn't matter if it's male, female, or undecided or whatever.
What if it was yourself? Like you traveled back in time or ahead of time, and you confronted yourself, and you're like, okay, I'm only going to get like 15 more minutes. How about we just suck each other off? Like, is that gay? Because you touch yourself when you masturbate, right? Essentially,
usually.
Not
anymore.
Not anymore. You don't need to, but I still touch myself when I masturbate. And if I have somebody else doing it for me, it's going to feel better. But if it's just me doing it to myself, like my future self or my past self, it's not gay, is it?
I don't know. I'm kind of afraid of like that singularity. Like, how they say don't interact with the past or the future.
Yeah.
If you touch yourself, you might cause like a black hole to like open in the universe, and like time and tear in space or something.
But would it not be the best head you ever got? Because you know exactly what you like. There's no discussing it. There's no like, hey, how about you do this? I'll move this faster, move this way, grab this, stroke that, put your finger here. You're just doing it. You're doing it all, and you know what you like.
I'm not sure, because both the future, well, maybe, who knows? Maybe the future me might like penis. I don't know, but this one does not really.
Oh.
So it's not really my thing. But in some cultures they believe as long as you're the receiver and not the giver, it doesn't make. Hold on, no. If you're the receiver, it makes you gay, but if you're the giver, it doesn't. That's kind of weird.
But it's yourself. It shouldn't even be like a gay or straight thing. Because you touch your own dick when you masturbate, and that's not gay. But you're touching a dick.
That's true. Yeah, that would really mess some people up if you did consider touching yourself gay. If you're touching a penis, because man, that would just make every guy gay.
Oh well.
So But anyway, where are we going with this?
You were talking about not needing to touch yourself.
Yes. So
gain pleasure.
So for some of you that aren't aware or don't know the whole story, and have we really talked about the whole tantra stuff? We already did that once. So did we just do it? Offline?
You teased about it, like you did a tease, but we went into the sex parties and the swinging lifestyle, but we didn't.
Okay.
We didn't talk tantric. I know that when I first when you were talking about it, I didn't understand much. But then when you were in Estonia and you're like, hey, come out for a week, right? I'm out here for a couple of weeks taking this course, and I was like, fuck, I love Estonia. I've been there once before. Beautiful. If I got a free place to stay, fuck yeah, I'll fly out. So during the day you were in class and I didn't really know what you were doing. And I'm just like wandering around the city, and then I sit down for dinner with you and some of your classmates, and you guys are talking about like doing a bouquet out of like testicles and shit. And I'm just like, what the hell are you talking about? And like, oh man, I had like 8 orgasms. I'm like, you had 8 orgasms in class. So are you guys like touching each other's like junk or vagina? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's a class like? Let's say there's 10 people in it?
Well, I've done a couple different courses, but we'll talk about the one that I was doing in Estonia. So when you came out, it was during the second part of the teaching course when I was in. So the first like 10 days did the part of the course where we learned how to do some different massage work. We got our therapist certification. And so basically at that point, at least as far as that school considers it, we were certified to give that type of massage that we were trained in, which was a tantra massage, and that's it, but not teach it, just to do it, just like being like, somebody hires you, you give them a massage kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Or you can, obviously massage your lover or whatever, and doing this breathing technique as well as the touch, you moving your energy, that it can lead to a full body orgasm with no ejaculation.
And did you believe that when you were
beforehand?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Of course, I didn't also believe that such a thing as a prostate massage orgasm was possible either, but I'd experienced that for the first time ever when I was 42 with my ex-wife in another class that we'd taken together. And I was like, wow, okay, well, that apparently is true. And it's unbelievable, which also is something I didn't believe was truly possible, but found out that it is, and it's amazing. That is also something that I'll go into, well, maybe not in depth, so to speak, but I'll explain.
We'll do a video of it. A close-up video.
But I'll explain how that was one of the things that led me on the journey to where I am now.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I didn't believe it was possible. So he's telling us, we're learning this technique, and so the first time we do it, we do a session in the class to where we're doing this stuff. And basically barely dressed, giving you a wonderful massage and doing erotic things to you is obviously raises your sexual energy quite a bit.
And so it should.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that you had 40 other couples in the same room at the same time doing the same thing with you. So there's all this sexual energy that's just in this room. It was hilarious because it was like in November and they had to have the windows like open because there was so much heat being generated in that room. It was crazy. I mean, it's like middle of November in Czech Republic, and the windows are like open because it was just like 90 degrees in there from all the sexual heat coming off of that room. And we won't even get into we'll get to the how it sounded later in the room. But so anyway, I'm getting a massage. It's feeling great. I'm having a really good state of mind. I'm feeling very relaxed. All of a sudden, smack on my back, right? Like two hands right in the middle of like my shoulder blade type of area, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't her. She's still giving me a massage. It was somebody else. Somebody else had came beside her and laid their hands on me. Now, this was part of the warrior touch type technique stuff. And, it was like getting hit. I'm sure it's nothing like really getting hit by a defibrillator, but that's the only way I can kind of compare it to like that sudden shock of being smacked in the middle of like, you're like, this is so beautiful and so relaxing. Smack, I mean, and I kind of like shot up, up off the blankets and stuff I was on. It was just like this shock, just like mixed with all this pleasure. And then this like sudden, it was kind of pain, but it was just this sudden shock. It was just exhilarating. And first I was kind of like, is that a man or a woman doing that? Later I found out it was a man. And I thought about that for a second and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. And so I'm still getting massaged and they're still there and then smack again. So basically it became this whole, it didn't go on for very long, but it became this whole thing.
Go back to the buffet. Let's do this.
That's right. And so we did, and I had an even more amazing orgasm. It was even more intense than the first one. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, this is unbelievable. I didn't know this much pleasure was possible as a male. So long story short, we did it a third time, and I was like, okay, well, we can do a third. And the whole time, what starts going through my mind just by this point is the fact that I'm like, surely she must be tired. I mean, I feel like I'm like, I shouldn't be taking, I'm kind of like, do I deserve to have this many? I mean, she's doing a lot of work, whatever. And I look down and she's just smiling like the cat that swallowed the canary. She is just having a blast. She is enjoying the fact that she is helping me do this and that I'm having this amazing
don't
experience.
You get that same like pleasure?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When you pleasure somebody, you're like,
exactly.
That was me. I did that. That was me. I did that.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, well, she looks like she's having a good time. So I'm having a good time. And so we go and we do 4, and I'm thinking, okay, 4 is unbelievable. I'm feeling like I'd ran a mile around the track. I mean, I'm sweaty. I'm beat. My muscles are all clenching up and stuff. And
You fear walking down the stairs at the end of the class because you're not going to make it.
Yeah, like wobbly legs, like like a deer that got shot, you know. And she kind of lays down next to me, and I'm thinking, okay, that's nice. She's just gonna lay next to me for a little bit, and we'll kind of relax and chill out. And this is the part that totally made it. She leans over in my ear and says, "Do you want to stop, or do you want to see how many you can have?" And that was like, man, green light, go, man, hit the friggin' gas pedal. I'm like, let's keep going. And so we did. And I really don't know if it was 8 or 9. I say 9, but it might have just been 8. All I know is
only 8.
Yeah. All I know is that every single one from that point forward got more and more intense. And the last one, I was literally jackknifed off the mattress like an L. I mean, my body was just so clenched up, and I mean, it was so intense, and I swear it lasted at least 30 seconds to a minute long. I mean,
how many other people are in the class at the same time while this is happening to them?
Well, there's about 80. Well, there's about 70 to 80 people total. So there's like 40 couples,
and they're all partnered up, all making noises and twitching.
So all around you. So that only heightened how this felt while I was doing it. I mean, you think, oh, I'm gonna look. You're too busy with your own life to be worried about what everybody else is doing around you, really.
Yeah, but you can hear it.
I'm not
always
saying
a bonus.
I'm not saying I didn't get a few glimpses here and there, but you can hear them, and it's like this symphony of pleasure, and all you can hear is because some people did the women half the first, and some did the men. So basically, it's kind of a mixture of both for each session, and so all you can hear around you is like literally like almost it was like, here in the wild we observe the wild orgasmic call of the striped gazelle. No, but I mean, all you could hear was every type of like potentially orgasmic sound you could hear. One woman sounded like she was being murdered. I mean, like just crazy screaming, moaning, crying, yelling, grunting. I mean, it was like the most primal thing I have ever heard, and that's saying a lot considering some of the situations.
She's probably not in it for marriage.
She's probably not.
Okay. No. Would you rather hook up with your celebrity crush or have another go at an ex who's really great in bed?
No, celebrity crush, 100%. 100%. I'm not going back down that path. Yeah. There's not one person that I would like to see again. I would pick my celebrity crush as well, and depending on your celebrity crush, I might even pick them. Yeah. So if you say Chris Hemsworth, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, sure. That sounds great. Yeah. Yeah. My boyfriend and I have already talked about that too. We're like you get like a celebrity hall pass or whatever. Yeah. Like, what are your celebrities? Both of us are like, any celebrity. If you have the chance to sleep with them, do it. Yeah. Like, don't pass that up. What do you mean 5? You get to pick 5? No. If they are like this kind of celebrity status, if they're at this point, do it. Just do it. Yeah. No, but definitely celebrity. Absolutely. That'd be such a even if the sex was horrible, it's still a better experience. Maybe a better story. I don't know about experience. Well, but it'd be hilarious. It would also be funny. Yeah. Be like Chris Hemsworth, 2 inches, cried the whole time. Limp, 2 inches, and cried the whole time. Yeah. That would be amazing. I'm in. You're like, hey, baby, just tape this like pencil to your penis to keep it hard. Just like use it like a splint. Like just do this. No, buddy. No. Eraser end first. Not point. Cry here. Yeah. And use it as lube. Yeah. Anyway. Would you rather be a famous actor or a famous musician? Oh man, that's really hard. I think it's different for guys. Musicians are godlike. Yeah. I would say it's super hard. I think growing up, I always want to be a famous musician, but lately I've gotten more into movies and because I think I was always into the storytelling of music. Yeah. But let's be honest, like if I'm going to be trying to make millions of dollars being a musician, it's not about storytelling. It's about selling out as fast as you can. So I think that nowadays, now in my life, I would rather be an actor or an actress because of the storytelling, because of the art of it. I think that acting, it has more integrity than music. at this point in terms of like the top earners.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think,
top earners now aren't even like big things. It's like a one-hit wonder that lasts an album because the 12-year-olds that follow them buy everything.
Yeah, and I think half of being a famous musician is like the narrative. Like, as much I do like Taylor Swift's music, I do, but like half of her fame is like being relevant and putting out documentaries to tell her side, and then also being a part of these feuds, and it's like, you know, being in the media no matter what.
Yeah.
And that frustrates me. I think there are many amazing actors and actresses who are pretty much like nobody sees them. They just hide away, and all of a sudden they're in a movie, and you're like wow, they're amazing, you know? So I think at this point in my life, when I was younger and with the partying and the touring and stuff, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm a musician, but...
Well, that's exactly it. That's why, like, for guys, it's like, oh, the partying, the girls, the touring, fantastic. But now, the acting. I would definitely rather be an actor now than a musician now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because even as a musician trying to make your money now, it's not about albums.
Yeah.
You make it from merch and touring.
Yeah.
And that's got to be hard on you.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be terrible on you.
Yeah.
You know, fun, but over time, that's going to break you.
Yeah.
Would you rather give up sex or travel for life?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I know.
You can't even answer this question. I don't think I can justify one or the other.
Well, you can touch yourself.
At this point...
But you can't go to Greece in your bedroom or your kitchen.
But I also...
I know.
It's hard because I've been very privileged to travel to quite a few places. And if something happened to me where I could no longer travel, I think that I could... I wouldn't be satisfied, but I'd still be like, I have a lot of memories. And I just feel like sex is a really important part of relationships.
I'm doing it right now.
I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that question. Because I want to have sex while traveling.
I'm having sex while sitting here, so you know what?
No, you're not.
Dream big.
That's like the best. That would be my dream vacation, is like going
down to the Howard Johnsons.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. What would you say?
Me? I've done a lot of traveling, so if I had to let that go, I've already done a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of sex, but I want to do more sex. I feel like Borat. I want to do more sex.
I feel like I'm too young to give up sex.
Well, I don't want to. It's what I'd rather.
I know. Well, that one's too difficult. Would you rather earn $200,000 a year working 60 hours a week at a job that you do not love, or make $40,000 a year working 35 hours a week at a job that you adore?
Ride the wave till then, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's going well so far. At the end, if he was like, this is the long game and I'm going to throw you into this wood chipper, I'd be like, worth it.
Yeah. Long game, mission accomplished. One thing that's the same in my life, 100%, is dealing with my mom.
So poor mother.
She's amazing. She's an amazing woman. I love her to pieces. But when it comes to technology, I need the technology where I can reach through my phone to strangle her, to get her to stop talking about something if I'm trying to help her with technology.
Yeah.
So she saw my Facebook post, and I posted a link to the new podcast episode. And she calls me up. She goes, "Hey, what's this podcast thing?" And I was like, "It's just me and Teapot talking about everything." She's like, "All right, it says follow the link." And I tried clicking on those little pound signs and everything, and I can't seem to find the link. I was like, no, those are hashtags, and the link isn't in the Facebook thing. It's on my Instagram, but Instagram is linked to Facebook. So she goes, "I don't have Instagram." I was like, "All right." She goes, "So if I don't have Instagram, I can't listen to your podcast?" I was like, no, you can. It's on a website. She goes, "Well, how do I get that?" I was like, "Okay." She goes, "I tried clicking on all those little pound signs." I'm like, no, we've established that. Thanks. That's not where you're going to find it. So I sent her a text message with a link to the Podbean site.
Yeah. And
she's like, "Okay, hold on. I just got a text from you." And so I'm on FaceTime with her. She goes, "How do I get off FaceTime, but not get off FaceTime, but open my messages?" Right? Because you know my mom, right?
Yeah, I do. She's my favorite.
So I tell her just hit the home button, go to messages, click on my name. She goes, oh, there it is. There's a picture of you. What should I do? I was like, it's just a link to the Podbean website. So click on it. It'll take you right to the podcast. So she clicks on it and it loads up. She goes, okay, so this is where I find everything? I was like, yep, those are all the episodes. She's like, okay, so if we keep texting, will this message still be here? I was like, yeah, but it'll be like way up. You'll have to scroll to find it. We can save it under your Safari. So it's a link. She's like, under my what? I go, your internet. Like when you go on the internet to look for anything on your phone, how do you do it? And she's like, oh, I just use Google. I was like, all right. So can you load up your Safari where you have Google loaded in there? And she's like, okay, what are we going to do? I was like, we're going to put a link to the thing. She goes, no, don't get rid of my Google. I need Google. I was like, no, I get it. We're not getting rid of Google. When you load up your Safari, she's like, why do I need Safari? I was like, okay, just click on your thing that says Safari. She goes, oh, you mean internet? I was like, yes. Yeah. She goes, okay, Google's in there. I was like, okay. So, right. So it's kind of frustrating. And I was like, so you have my address right in there, right? The Podbean address. She's like, yep. I was like, okay, look for the little square with the arrow or the little book logo. And she's like, I can't find that anywhere. It's like, just swipe down, use your thumb and swipe down, just a quick swipe. She goes, use my thumb. I was like, what do you mean? And right away, I know what she's doing, right? She's holding it with one hand and using her fingers for the other one, right?
Her index finger.
Exactly.
It's how every...
Yeah, and it made me laugh. I was like, you're holding it with one hand and using the other. And she goes, what are you doing? I was like, I hold it with one hand and use my thumb. She goes, how can you even do that? I was like, anyway, okay. So swipe it down, look for it. She goes, I can't find it anywhere else. So I was like, okay, go check your messages. I just sent you a picture. It's a screenshot of the things that you're looking for. So I took a screenshot. I circled, like I highlighted the things she needs to look for, and I sent it to her. So she's like, every time I click on it, it just gets bigger. I was like, what? She goes, every time I click on it, it just gets bigger.
She's clicking.
I was like, you're clicking on the picture? She's like, yeah, the thing you just sent me. I was like, no, that's a picture. It's not going to take you anywhere, right? So she's like, what do I need? I was like, the thing I circled like in green, look for those under Safari. So she's trying to find it. And this is probably about 35 minutes later. And she finally says it. Oh, I see the little box with the arrow. I was like, okay, click on it. So she did. And I was like, okay, save it as a bookmark or favorite, whatever it says, because I think she has an older version of the phone I have, so I don't know what it's going to say. She goes, okay, so I can save it as a favorite. I was like, yeah, do that. Done. I go, okay, now close all your stuff except for FaceTime. So she did the double click and swiped everything out of the way. And I go, now load up your Google again. So she loads it up. She goes, hey, there's your picture right there. I was like, every time you click on that, every time, that'll take you right to our podcast. And you have all the episodes there. So she clicked on it. She goes, what? Sharding? Pornhub? What the fuck is this? Why would I want to listen to that? And I was like, okay, wait a minute. We just fought for 45 minutes to get the link to the podcast, and now you don't even want to listen to it? She goes, you're going to get in so much trouble. Who's letting you say this? I was like, what? She goes, you're going to get in trouble. Can you say those things? I'm like, Pornhub? Sharding? Tattoos? Like, pear milkshake? Yeah, you could say whatever you want on the internet. Some people might complain, but nobody's going to stop you.
No.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, I'm not going to listen to that. Okay, fine, I'll listen to it, but only one. Which one? I was like, just pick one. I don't care. Just listen to it. Give it a shot. And then she called me 2 days later because she said, hey, every time I go to my photos and I click on that picture you sent me, it doesn't lead me to your podcast. I was like, what? She goes, I saved that picture you sent me. I was like, why would you save the picture? We've already given you the link on your internet.
No.
So she's like, yeah, keep trying, but it's not playing. Like, nothing's happening. So I was like, open your Safari. She did. I was like, okay, click on the pear milkshake. She's like, just the little arrow, like the circle. I was like, yeah, it's a play button. She clicked on it. Oh, yeah, okay, there's sound. I hear it now. I was like, okay, I'm going to go. She goes, okay, I'm going to listen to this, and then I'll text you. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm just waiting. And then she texted me, and she said, even though she had heard the pear milkshake story before, her stomach hurt from all the laughter. And she was very happy with it.
I was like hanging out with my boyfriend recently, and I think he listened to like the first one or something, but I can't remember what the topic. It was like, what kind of stories have we talked about on the podcast? And I said the pear milkshake. And he's like, oh, you told me about that. And I was like, I feel like I haven't told you the whole story. And he's like, no, you said it was really good. You said the pear milkshake was really good. I was like, that's not the whole story. And he was like, okay, I'm just gonna load this up and like listen to it. And I was like, I can just tell you. And I was so like, I don't want to.
And you told him?
I told him. He laughed a lot. It was fine. And I think the funniest part of that still is the fact that we would both still drink the pear milkshake again, as long as we were near a bathroom.
Right, even just in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like just to make sure, not the same bathroom. Right, because that's not going to be healthy.
I would get one and drive home and just wait.
Yeah.
To my own house.
Don't drink it in the
toilet.
car.
No. Well, I mean, we took a 4-hour road trip after, and that's when it cut in when it hit our bowels.
For my mom to enjoy it, and she said she's listening to another one, that's kind of funny. So
Yeah.
I'm expecting her to have them all done by the time. I talk to her every Sunday. She calls me since I moved out every Sunday, like clockwork.
Adorable.
And sometimes I text her, can't talk right now, even though I'm just sitting home playing Call of Duty, because you know what? Fuck her. I got shit to do. No, I just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know, that's what makes it funny. No, like clockwork. I talk to her every Sunday.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.